Welcome back to the show, everybody. We got a great one lined up for you today. Why I hold XRP, and you're going to hear why somebody else does too. It is a must-see, ladies and gentlemen. And how about this? XRP retirement? Yeah, I know. I think about it every single day. And we're going to hear about a very high-priced XRP and how you may never, ever sell your XRP. Somebody roll that beautiful intro.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. You can follow us on TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook for exclusive content. $968 billion market cap for cryptocurrency this morning. Good morning, everybody. Happy Sunday morning. Coin Paprika for the numbers here. Thank you, guys. Bitcoin, 19,100 plus. Ethereum, 1,200 plus right now. XRP is 46 cents. And we're at the number 6 spot. If you're not aware of it, there is a special that has been extended on Link2 for accredited investors. It is a $5,000 minimum until midnight tonight Pacific time for everything on the platform, including Ripple. And how much longer is that going to be available, knowing that we are headed towards the end? It is the beginning of the end of the close of this case, right? So whether we're 2 months or 9 months, however it is, this thing's coming to an end. And we know from Brad Garlinghouse, they're looking to make a public exit once they get all of this resolved. So with that in mind, click that link below. I'm not a financial advisor, my digital perspectives, and we're going to take a look at this. This is going to set the tone for where we're going. And I think the 3 things that I'm going to lay out for you for this, I think really are going to paint the picture of what we're after as XRP's capture in a market, and then where we are in this moment and what it looks like in the future. And what it may be for XRP holders, how you may never sell your XRP. You know, people, I've talked about exit strategies on this channel before, but I tell you, as we look at what we going to see today, you know, keep in mind that there are solutions that may be available to us when Moon that are not available today, that don't even exist today as an option. Remember, clarity from this case could open up multiple choices of what we could do with our XRP. Think about the financial system getting absolute clarity on this asset and the blessing to use it. Think about that for a second. Let's start with this video clip. Shout out to Riz for this one. Take a listen to this. It sets the tone here.
We're seeing customers
very quickly. This is 2018. We're going to move up through time. Stay with me. You're going to want every bit of this.
Like Western Union, MoneyGram, they're leaning in and using our tools to solve a payments problem. And this payments problem is measured truly in the trillions of dollars. So while we're on kind of, mile marker 1 of a 26-mile marathon, we're definitely past the starting line.
That was Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse on Power Lunch earlier today when I asked him about the future of Ripple and how XRP, the cryptocurrency, could be used. And according to BK, what you just heard Garlinghouse say is the biggest thing investors are missing about Ripple. BK's over at the Plasma to break it all down. Hey, Beeks.
Hey, Melissa, thanks for that. Yeah, so Brad had some interesting things to say, and I thought it was really important to break down what he's talking about and what the opportunity, at least that Brad sees, and I think ultimately could be the bull case for Ripple. So let's break it down. Talking about the size of the payment markets, according to McKinsey, it's about $155 trillion is the size of the market. So your total addressable market is massive. Right now, if you take a look at what it costs to move $155 trillion, it's about $31 billion, roughly around 20 basis points is what it's costing you. So if using Ripple, and this is from Ripple stats, you could save about, according to them, about 60%. Well, how do they do that? So you use the Ripple ledger plus the Ripple currency. And that's the key to this 60% right here. The reason why using the Ripple currency, if people start doing this, is good for is the way you save, is because right now banks have to hold foreign currency everywhere in the world. They're called Nostro accounts. It's very cost intensive to have that inventory around the world. They can simply replace that foreign currency with XRP and they can save a lot of money on that. So let's take a look at what Ripple's been doing. Obviously, it's been down. I think we have a chart here. Yep. obviously down from the peaks up here, right? The whole crypto market has kind of gone sideways here. But what does Luis Yamada say? The bigger the base, the higher in space. In my view, you have to have people start using that XRP, that Ripple currency, in substitute for foreign currency, but that's the utility. That's the use case for Ripple, the currency. If that's the case, then that's a pretty nice base right there.
The longer the base, the higher in space. That was 2018. But we're talking about the total addressable market. Brad Garlinghouse said at that point we were in mile marker 1 of a 26-mile marathon. Where are we today? Mile 6? Mile 12, 15, I don't know. I don't even pretend to guess. But I know we're in the marathon and we're running a race to address that $155 trillion market. That's what I know. And I know also, according to BK here, that longer the base, the higher in space. Multiply that from 2018, 19, 20, 21, 22, maybe 23 before we even get clarity in the case. 5 to 6 years this base has been running. Now think about that when it comes to the longer the base or the wider the base, the higher in space. Now that is something to think about. And then we come to this. Quite possibly, and I certainly believe it, it's not even quite possibly, this is the best short condensed video on Ripple and XRP you are ever going to see. Shout out to notfinancialadvice.crypto. And by the way, none of what I say is financial advice. It's my digital perspectives and certainly his and others. But I want you to take a listen to this video and understand where we are on the edge of, I believe, with the clarity and a ruling in this case that sets Ripple and XRP free to the financial world. Take a watch.
Why do I hold XRP? Because Ripple's the chosen one to lead the new global digital payment system, and they use XRP. In 2013, the Federal Reserve began looking for faster payments options. 2 years later, an action plan was born and a federal payments task force was created. It included one company focused on crypto, Ripple. In 2014, the World Bank and Better Than Cash Alliance, which includes the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, Clinton Global Initiative, and the governments of 32 countries, put out a report called The Opportunities of Digitizing Payments. 1 year later, the Better Than Cash Alliance featured one crypto company on their website, Ripple. Today, Better Than Cash Alliance and all other UN initiatives are focused on a single agenda, the Sustainable Development Goals for 2030. You can see the SDGs logo on Bill Gates' lapel, world-leading companies, the Better Than Cash Alliance website, and on the UN's official exchange, Exchange. What crypto is Exchange officially utilizing for their carbon credit solution? XRP. The world will move to a new international standard for exchanging electronic messages between financial institutions by 2025 called ISO 20022. Who was the first ISO 20022 member focused on distributed ledger technology? Ripple. Who's partnered with over 300 financial institutions, including Bank of America, American Express, PNC, Santander, SBI, HSBC, Standard Chartered Bank, Bank of England, India, Singapore, Scotland, Australia, and Indonesia, the largest banks in Japan, Canada, Egypt, the Middle East, United Arab Emirates, Thailand, Morocco, Bhutan, South Korea, Brazil, and Latin America? Ripple. Who is a former employee overseeing the Federal Reserve? Ripple. A former employee overseeing the world's largest asset manager, BlackRock's digital asset division? Ripple. Leading Australia's CBDC effort? Ripple. Who hired a former Treasury of the United States? Ripple. 2 former Federal Reserve attorneys to their board? Ripple. 2 former Clinton and Obama advisors, former Minister of Defense and Economics of Germany, former business director at Swift, former Swift board member, former CFO of PayPal, former head of the DTCC, former chief business officer at Uber, former VP of Amazon, and former SEC chair on their legal team? Ripple. Who's a member of the Digital Pound Foundation, Digital Dollar Project, Digital Euro Association, Mojaloop, IMF's high-level advisory board on fintech, Hyperledger Blockchain Consortium, Open Payments Coalition, Faster Payments Council, Global Payments Steering Group, Cross-Border Working Group, International Association for Trusted Blockchain Applications, Crypto Climate Accord, University Blockchain Initiative, World Wide Web Consortium, and a featured partner of the World Economic Forum with 3 members of their team directly listed on the WF website? Ripple. Now, does Ripple and XRP sound like they're going to disappear, or do they sound like they're part of a much bigger plan? You decide.
That's right. You decide. And we're not done there either, because in order to be a part of that bigger plan, XRP is going to need to be an extremely high price. And I've talked about the idea that the financial world, the central banks of the world, could come in and collateralize the ledger and bring utility to the ledger with CBDCs and stablecoins, becoming the native tokens of a ledger that's truly interoperable. XRP could work as a bridge where applicable and needed. And if you think about that being a very high price because it's collateralized with basically debt and reserves, You could provide a very stable price and maybe even become a stable coin or a global stable coin. Well, now you're going to hear Lewis Jackson, and shout out and give him a follow and a like. And shout out to Erica for actually putting this out, because that's how I found it. This is a really great perspective of somebody who seems like they've just kind of come across Ripple or XRP, but listen to the way he's laying this out and the understanding how he thinks about not only the use case of XRP and Ripple, the company, and the technology they have, but also how he might approach it as an XRP holder when it comes to retiring if it is a real high value and you do believe that they will achieve that marathon and that addressable market of $155 trillion. This is some incredible perspectives right here, and I want to give it to you now. We're going to start right at this, and the whole video is good, so go watch his whole video, like and subscribe to his channel. Shout out to Lewis for this, but let's listen right here to what he says. Remarkable.
Doing everything from very smart people, significantly smarter than who, I mean, at the very least, a $500 XRP is like the lowest I'm hearing. And I'm hearing November being $50. This is insane. And I'm also seeing all the way up to $50,000 for an XRP, which would basically put every single person on this channel into millionaire status, if not billionaire status. And this is why I'm going to make a whole video about the government and the smoke and mirrors that are being put in front of us, including the SEC case, and why most people, 99.99999% of you, will never see or never reap the reward of a $50,000 XRP, because you'll be shaken out long before that. So you're looking at your bag of XRP and you're thinking, okay, the price gets to $50, let's say, and at my $50, I'm just going to take a percentage out. Or maybe I'm going to take 50% out. I'm going to reduce my power in earning by 50%, and I'm going to take that money. I'm going to take that money out and live with that money. I'd be happy if it got to $50, because you're doing the calculations now. You're going, great, that'd be $50 XRP would put me in a great position. And whether that comes in the form of a buyback, when they buy it back for a really low price, and then there's just a lot of people who don't think about the future use case and just take it and just say, okay, you can have 50% of my tokens and I'll live on that and see out the rest. But ultimately, what we need to be understanding is that XRP will only work, and it will work only at a high price point. It will become almost like a stable coin at a high price point. That high price point has to be 4 to 5 digits. It has to be, otherwise it can't handle the amount of transactions that will be happening every second.
Now, we've talked about a lot on this channel about that very, very concept and that understanding right there. I believe this guy's got it.
Would be considerably volatile, and you can't have a coin like that.
That's right,
because its whole point is to not be volatile.
That's right, and that's why the banks aren't using it yet, because the banks understand that they're the ones that are going to bring the liquidity and the utility to the network. And why do I want to use something at 10 cents, 20 cents, 30 cents, 46 cents when I know it's going to be worth thousands or tens of thousands of dollars? And at that point, I don't mind using it, because then I get the full scale intended use out of it. Look, if I'm the one who knows that I make or break the deal and I'm the central bank, you're not going to trick them into understanding what the real use case and ultimate projection for the asset is, because they're a part of the projection, how it gets there.
And provide people the opportunity to hold large amounts of XRP for liquidity purposes, and also to transfer with low fees across the globe. You need a high price token. Same with XLM and XDC. They both need to be high price point coins to work. And when we think about it, they are the only coins in the space that do what we need to happen. Mm-hmm. So if you're looking at lots of coins thinking, oh, should I buy this coin? Should I buy this coin? The chances are, if you buy a coin, there are multiple others in that same space competing for one position. But in this area, in cross-border payments, XRP, XLM, and XDC are this like trifecta that are providing everything that is needed in the financial system as a trio. They're not trying to step on each other's toes. They're not trying to provide the same products. They're all doing different things that come together perfectly to settle all payments across the world, from person to person, institution to institution, country to country, all across the globe. Those three are going to be doing that. They're going to be handling everything financial. So there's no others to choose. There's only three. And they all provide something slightly different, and they will all be needed in that future world. There's no other competitors. And because we need such a high, stable price point, the absolutely logical thing to do, if you are a believer in XRP, which I'm increasingly finding it difficult to make an argument against XRP. The strategy should be, from a logical perspective, if I'm Spock and I'm Vulcan, if there's any Star Trek fans out there, you'll understand this. But if I only think in logic and without emotion, the strategy should be any buyback scheme that they give me, my thought process should be they're offering me a buyback so that they can pump the price up way higher, make me think I'm happy with my bag, pump the price up way higher to cater for all the institutions to get to that stable point that's way up there. And all the coins they're buying back, they're just distributing anyway into the institutions. So they're actually, everyone's getting a good deal except you. The logical way to go about this would be to hold your XRP, never sell. That's right, I said never sell. They're more than happy for XDC to have their own technology because they understand there's multiple facets of this financial market across the globe, and XDC provides it really well for their section, like that peer-to-peer transferring of money. XRP is dealing with a different thing, institutions and banking systems. So knowing that XRP understands the value of XDC but doesn't want to step on their toes, I see it as unreasonable to think that the XRP ledger and XDC won't have interoperability at some point. And what do I mean interoperability? Being able to spend your XRP through XDC's ledger and having...
And quickly, we know that Quincy Jones, XDC developer, has told us that XRP and XDC can work together and complement one another.
Being able to connect the two. Obviously, that would require, not obviously, because this is more specialist knowledge than I ever thought I'd have. But what there will be in the future is wrapped XRP. And that wrapped XRP will be able to convert your XRP into XDC, obviously instantaneously for payments in day-to-day. Acknowledging that there will be wrapped XRP and there will be interoperability between XRP and XDC, which handle more of the day-to-day transactions of normal people. And then we pair that with the idea of previously we were going to take our money out of crypto into dollars. I'm thinking, why would we convert it into dollars? XRP will take over banking and debt. They'll be lending you value, right? The whole banking system will be done through Ripple's technology. You'll be able to stake your XRP.
There it is right there. There's a moment I'm waiting for. You'll be able to stake your XRP. And I want to stake it with somebody who's known, reputable, investment bank that is insured.
With institutions, not on your ledger, not for this like 2-3% interest on your ledger or wherever. We're talking 7 to 15% with institutions that hold loads of XRP for liquidity. You'd be able to use your assets as collateral and earn an interest between kind of 7-15% with a trusted entity and not spend your XRP, right? And with that interest, you'll then be able to spend it by converting it into wrapped XRP, into XDC, and spend it in your normal life. All the while...
That's the ticket right there. That's a moment I really, really want to see, to be honest, is where you could stake your XRP at a reputable place that's insured, and then you can earn enough interest on your staked assets to live well the way you want to live off of that return, off of that interest paid off of that. And then from there, you can just go on and do whatever you need to do and not have to touch the principal investment. That's real, true wealth right there.
You haven't spent your XRP. You're just spending the interest yielded from the XRP financial system that has been built, the infrastructure that's been built in debt, all of finance, and global payments. And to go back to my point that I made earlier, if there's going to be a stable price for XRP and it's going to be high, it serves you no benefit to sell early. You've also got no risk of selling too late. Here's why. Because when the price does go up, and it goes up and up, when it hits its appropriate value, let's say for example's sake, that's $10,000, when it hits its level, that could be lower, could be higher, I don't know. You'll know it's hit its level. How will you know it's hit its level? Well, it's because it will just go sideways. Regardless of any transactions, it will be way up there and it will just go sideways, and it won't go crazy, it will just go sideways. You'll know you're at the top because it will be flat. It won't move. It'll be essentially a stable coin at that point. And at that point, you go, okay, now I'll stake my XRP. Now
That's right. And then the question comes to, will this thing be designated a stable coin or a global stable coin because of the commitment that it would take by the many, many central banks of the world? Was it 100, 150 central banks around the world and all the other financial institutions that handle cross-border payments, and then the clearing houses that want to settle derivatives using the network? You know, all of this combined could make a protocol, or certainly RippleNet, systemically important. And then that kind of commitment in shielding and heightened supervision could absolutely bring us to a moment like this conversation right here. Now, if we got a long way to go, you better bet we do, but maybe not as long as we think, because I think it starts with this case getting a favorable ruling, even if it's appealed by the SEC. As long as Ripple and XRP can get out the door and start to bring the U.S. into this thing, they can appeal it all they want. I think that's just a legal leash on a non-state-backed money and a way to watch it for a couple years as adoption begins to increase even more. That's my thought on that. Right now, where we are here from Egrad Crypto says XRP in October, usually October is Uptober, favor markets. If XRP is in a W2 corrective finishing ABC wave, then XRP might start a W3 after the 10th of October. Take a look at this right here. If in fact this plays out to be accurate, we don't know. But if it does, we could be seeing some upside pushing towards $1 and then a retracement and then another push in a 5 wave up above $1. So we'll keep an eye on where it goes. For me, I love sharing that stuff because I know you guys like to see what's going on. And certainly there are times and windows that we all need to pay attention to price and charts. I'm so grateful for all of the people that do it. But I tell you right now, one of the things I'm really, really concerned about and want to pay very close attention to, where is the outcome of this case and what comes soon after? That's what we're looking for. And we're getting closer each day, even though it doesn't feel like it. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice, just my digital perspectives. I'll catch all of you on the next one.